our next guest has no filter, and that's why her fans love her and President Trump doesn't. Take a look.
Have you guys noticed that Madonna's British now?
From stand-up comedy to Suddenly Susan.
Really? Well, then it must pack quite a bit of sentimental value for a man in such a stylish and expensive suit. Vicky?
And life on the D-list.
You have to check in for me. I can't. I'm too famous.
Okay.
If anybody sees me...
Wait, am I checking in under your name?
No, of course not. I'm too famous.
Even her very own show, Kathy.
Now, look, we all know that I work incredibly hard, from hosting this show to performing at casinos and prison towns.
She's colourful, controversial,
Across the line? There's a line now?
and now Kathy Griffin is heading to Australia.
I'm not afraid of Donald Trump. He's a bully. I've dealt with older white guys trying to keep me down my whole life, my whole career. I love what I do. I love making people laugh more than anything in the world.
And Kathy Griffin joins us now live from LA. Kathy, good morning to you.
Good morning. How are you guys doing today?
Very well. Thank you for joining us. We're just going to go through your CV right now. 2 Emmys, a Grammy, decades on TV, and one very angry president. You've done quite a bit.
Yes, I'm the lady from the picture. I am currently shunned in my home country to a degree, and I'm so excited to be heading out on my first legit world tour. So I've actually played the Opera House twice, but I've never played Perth or Brisbane, and I found out that it turns out the rest of the world can't stand Trump, and they're not afraid of me, and they don't even think I'm in ISIS, because things got so crazy here that for the first time in the history of this country, a sitting United States president used the Oval Office and the entire Department of Justice to use taxpayer dollars and put me, Kathy Griffin, under a 2-month federal investigation instead of, I don't know, reading a book or learning how to not be a moron or maybe not acting like Nazis have two sides. You know, he's very entertaining in a way.
Well, it sounds like you're sorry.
No, I'm not. That outrage was BS. I mean, now that we know everything we know about this fool, I just watched a press conference they had with the president of Finland. It was so embarrassing. He didn't want to take any questions because, you know, we've got this big hurricane going on, and he wants to pardon a sheriff who has been federally indicted. Like, he's lost his mind. And so when I took that picture and he came at me, and then, you know, his family, and then they started this whole, like, you know, campaign against me. And, you know, their fans are called deplorables. And they're like psychos. Like, they're like Scientology cult members. So the death threats and the whole thing. So some of it actually ended up being funny, and the funny parts are what I can't wait to bring on this tour and tell everybody and expose everybody and name names and tell tales and get in all sorts of trouble.
Are you worried that you won't be allowed back in the country?
I actually want people to be looking out for that, because I am worried that this fool is going to try to, like, ding me the rest of my life. You know what I mean? Like, am I going to have trouble getting in or out of the country now? I don't know how this guy is going to continue to come at me, but apparently he has nothing better to do with his time.
There's a certain
Gee, it's a
part
lot to carry.
of America that actually likes Trump. What was their reaction to that photo?
They thought I was a member of ISIS. I'm not kidding. And by the way, I'm including my own mother, because she watches, there's a channel we have here called Fox News, and there's a man named Rupert Murdoch. I don't think you guys have heard of him. Anyway, he carries a lot of influence. And so my mother ditched me, you should know. My mother initially said, "You are on your own. I want no part of this. You are on your own." And I said, oh my gosh, my mother ditched me. She came around. I gave her a box of wine. But, you know, everybody turned on me, and I just had to figure out how to make it funny somehow. But I also feel it's important to honestly take this message around the world going, you can't start silencing comedians. Because, you know, it's comedians, and then it's journalists, and then it can be you know? So I want to tell the story, some of the funny things that have happened along the way, because I didn't think any of it could be funny. But, you know, every time Trump opens his mouth and says something heinous and horrible and ignorant and stupid, I just write it down. And also, you know, I've known this fool off and on for 20 years, and that's shame-based. But you can find pictures of us on the internet, and I didn't know he was like a Nazi. I'm using the word allegedly, but you know, I'm pretty sure it looks like he's a Nazi. Look, we basically have Margaret Court as our president.
So you're not planning
Go
on
ahead, Today
being
Show.
You're not
Let's
planning
go.
on being invited to the White House to entertain anytime soon?
No, why would I? Just because they invited Ted Nugent to the White House, who said he would shoot
knew he-
Barack Obama twice.
Yeah.
But no, I've been invited to the Sydney Opera House and to perform around the world instead. I'm going to Reykjavik, Singapore, all over Europe. I cannot wait. There is a thirst for this. I mean, I'm hearing from Australians, like, what is going on in America? So I'm going to break it down.
Okay. Well,
And
Australians...
also, I'll talk about the Kardashians and the housewives and everything else we're all talking about in the zeitgeist.
Well, one thing I will assure you of, Australians are very thirsty. And we look forward to seeing you, and best of luck. Nice to see you again, and good luck getting out of the country and back in.
I'm also going to... Okay, thanks. I'm also going to pass gay marriage. I brought the bill and I brought a pen. We're going to just take care of that.
All right.
Got that
You're
sorted.
a can-do woman.
All right, go to KathyGriffin.com. Go to my website and get tickets now. Come see me. It's not for the faint of heart. Leave the kids at home. There will be cursing.
All right. Thank you, Kathy. And for all the details on Laugh Your Head Off World Tour, we've got the details on our
Beautiful
website
stuff.
as well.
Well, that wasn't boring.